Okay, so today we are recording a good bit because we have realized that between the absences and the severe weather stuff, we're just needing to kind of get caught up. So I am going to start with kind of going over the homework from 2 days ago. It was the area of parallelograms and triangles. Now, real quick, I'm going to go kind of fast. We got parallelograms being base times height. Multiply the two numbers. Now, on these, we talked about counting boxes across the bottom and counting boxes going up. Okay? So, like number 1 is 12. Number 2 is 18. And you should kind of put units squared, but that's okay. And number 3 is 21 feet squared. Yes?
But wasn't on number 2, 3 and 7? And not...
Count that one, though. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The reason is if you took that tall side right there, and you kind of took that and made it a rectangle, everything would slide down, and it would be all the way to down here. So it would still be 6 if you took that off and kind of made it a rectangle. It'd be 6 going down the wall there. It's kind of weird, I know. Actually, if you thought about it this way, if you took this little slice off, this triangle, and you brought it down and you filled in that little hole, it would fill in the hole. Okay, now, the next 4, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, base times height, number 4 is 63 yards squared. Number 5, 158 and 13/16 inches squared. And number 6, 90 yards squared. So parallelograms, only parallelograms. Base times height. Base times height.
Do you always have to write A equals BH?
Yes. Yes. And we want you need to write the formula every time. Start it with A equals, and then make sure you put your measurement in squared because it's area. Yes. Yes. After every area. Yes. We're finding areas, so we're finding like the white tiles on the floor. It's a chunk of space. It is a square of space. Oh, go ahead, baby. It's okay. Sorry. Had a medical situation. Okay. Yes.
For number 6, you have to put like a times and the 9.
Yes. Well, or a times sign. But you can put them both in parentheses if you wanted. Yes.
So I had my friend in lunch period teaching me, and he said, like, at the very end, you have to put unit 2 or square 2 at the bottom. You have to do that.
Yes. Because area is, if you think about area is like the white tiles on the floor, or you can look at the ceiling, and it's like those rectangular shapes that are up there. The key is that it covers space, and it's it's not a straight line. Height, base, straight line. Area is a square of space. So if they say like feet squared, they literally mean one of those white floor tiles because it's a 12 by 12 square. Does that make sense? Kind of help you out there. Yes.
If it's not area, do you want to put
No. Perimeters just regular inches or feet or yards or whatever. Volume is to the third power, the power of 3, because you're thinking of how much fills up something. Is the way I think of it. So, yes.
Do you have to simplify fractions?
Try to if there's any, but I know tomorrow there won't be any. So, yes.
Like, 2 questions now. Is there not going to be, like, at all any fractions on the day?
Tomorrow there will not be any fractions. We're doing just whole numbers. Shh, please, guys. Thank you.
It is the, like, number 7 or number 1 and 2. If it's, like, a question like that, it's not going to be square, though.
It's still square. it should be like 7. What you should write is base times height divided by 2 because it's a triangle. What we're supposed to put is put your number and then put units squared. Tomorrow, they're all giving units. Like we're going to tell you it's centimeters or inches or whatever. Yes.
So tomorrow, it's not a test.
It's a quiz. Yes. Then I would come in the morning and try to take it. Yes.
Alright, so, see on number 7, how the line, it goes, like, you always count up to the highest point.
Yes. Yes. Base times height. How tall is it? Yes.
So for the first 3, but I'll stay.
There was what?
Like the first 3 questions stay.
Uh-huh. Yes. I just didn't write it on here. But it should be unit squared, unit squared. Yep. Okay, let's talk triangles real quick. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of shorten this because I'm afraid we're going to run out of time. But, like number 8, the base is 12, the height is 10. So 12 times 10 is 120, divided by 2 is 60 millimeters squared. Number 9, base times height divided by 2, which gives me 58.065 meters squared. Okay. Number 10, down here. Base times height, 34 times 14, gives me 476, divided by 2, which gives me 238 inches squared. And then number 11, base times height divided by 2 gives me 91 and 7/16 yards squared. Now, for right now, I'm just going to stop because this is more like tomorrow's quiz. And I want to go over trapezoids. We'll talk about this more next week or the week after. But let's go over trapezoid homework. Okay. Everybody good with parallelograms and triangles?
Yes, ma'am.
Why? Yes. What's up?
So on triangles, you divide it up to
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Triangles and trapezoids divide by 2 because they all have T's. Okay? So, now, let's look at the trapezoid homework. Now, this is the worksheet that y'all had for homework. And basically, I just want to show you the first one and just kind of let you see it. Okay. On a trapezoid, the formula is height times. There are 2 bases. You add them together. Base 1 plus base 2. Divide by 2. Now, the shape. The bases are the parallel sides. The sides that run like railroad tracks. Those are your bases. Then your height is how far apart those 2 parallel lines are, and it will be at a 90-degree angle. So, like this one, I wrote 12 plus 9. I did that first and got 21. My height is 10. So I multiplied that, got 210, and divided by 2. Trapezoids are always divided by 2, and it should be 105 centimeters squared. I messed up on that one. Okay, yes.
So, I don't have the right answer,
Okay.
but I did it differently. So, like, I accidentally just put the division line under the edges of parentheses, and then that became wrong.
Nah. Yeah, I'm good with that. Miss Sawyer's even doing it where the height is on the back side. It's the same thing because you got to add these first because you're in parentheses. Then I need you to multiply next. And then the last step is divide by 2. And if you think about triangles, you also divide by 2 last. So I think that helps a little bit. Yes?
But I didn't know that. Because, like, I just put the division line under the...
Just make sure you keep getting the same answer. Okay. Yes?
You don't put...
Yes. Like, I need that too because it's divided by 2. I need that 2 because it means area. Yes? No, listen, guys. Quit trying to cut corners. I love you people, but we can't cut corners. So, let's look at 3 and 4 real quick. Basically, what they're all asking is, do we have to write divided by 2 like every time? Yes. And listen, I need you to learn something here. Go ahead, start putting this divided by bar. Like, it needs to look like this. Okay, divided by 2. I realize it takes a ton of paper, I promise. But that's just the way it is. You're showing the steps. This is combining with algebra. So you're showing me that you know what the bases are. You're showing me you know this is the height and that trapezoids are always divided by 2. Like, there's reasons. I promise I didn't make the rules. I just have to enforce them. Yes?
Oh yeah, do you think it's better to go like across the paper?
I think I like going down the paper, to be honest. But I keep finding myself doing it every which way. So, I don't know. Like 5 and 6. I realize myself this takes a lot of paper. If I went across the paper, I probably would be done just with 1 sheet. Does that make sense?
How many did you fit on your last paper?
I can only fit, because I write so fat, so y'all can see it up here. I usually only fit 4 on a page. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. You know, a lot of times I'm doing stuff up here. I do it in pen, or y'all be checking 5 and 6, or I write big because I want y'all to be able to see it up behind me on the wall. That's another thing that used to happen to me when I was a kid. I couldn't see the board sometimes. So I try to make what I'm showing y'all, you know, as big as possible so you can see it, so you can check your work. Okay. Now, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to show you 9 and 10. Okay, yes. You read that. Okay. On my desk, there is a area review. You did everybody one? Okay. Which one? 8? Okay. 6. There's 6. Got that one right? Yes. Yes, Katie. Yes, because of area. Yes. You're talking about that little 2, though, right? Yes. But that 2 because of A for area. If it was perimeter or your height, we just measure. It's just inches or feet. Volume, we're going to learn in like 2-3 weeks, and it's cubed. It's going to be little cubes. It's going to be a 3. Okay, 9 and 10. Now, basically, as you're checking 9, 10, 11, and 12, we are getting ready to do a review, and I am basically, this is going to be awesome for the idea that if you've been out for choir or you've been out for whatever reason, you will now have something to look at for tomorrow that you can study. Now, yes. Like, did you do them though? Okay, 7, 8, okay, and then 11, 12, and 13. Now, this study guide, review sheet, whatever you want to call it, will be, I'm going to sneak one, thank you, will be an awesome resource if you will get with me, especially if you've been absent or you missed the lesson on trapezoids or something. I'm going to talk through the whole, like, trying to get you reviewed. Please do this thing with me. I'm trying to help you. Okay? Some of you need a good quiz grade, and tomorrow's the day. Okay? Oh, yeah, that's fine. Okay. So is everybody good with this? You good? Okay. Now, let's clean up any issues we might have. You need that? Okay, so when you get out this review and the area review, we're getting ready to talk. Listen, even if you've missed the whole week, I can catch you up right now. You may have to study tonight, but I can catch you up. Here we go, if you will pay attention. Okay. Okay, so this is an area review. Now, the one thing I do want you to know is this is not for just tomorrow and forget it. When we get back after spring break, we're going to continue using these formulas, okay? So, this first shape we're going to work on, actually I'm going to start kind of weird. I wish you would go to the bottom. Are you ready? Everybody's got a pencil. Okay, we're going to go to the very bottom, and we're going to add something, because I want to make sure there's no surprises tomorrow. And just at the very bottom down here, we're going to add area of a rectangle. It doesn't have to be real big. I'm just going to kind of write it small. And I've been doing this in every class, so all students should already have this on their paper. Now, area of a rectangle is officially 4th and 5th grade material. So, just kind of reviewing you. You know that a rectangle looks like that. Okay. I'm just making up some numbers here. We're going to make it a 5 centimeter by a 4 centimeter. I'm just kind of making up numbers. Okay. 5 centimeters by 4 centimeters. You have two formulas you can use. I personally use A equals base times height, or area equals base times height. Or you could use area equals length times width. I don't really care which one you use. I just usually use this one because it goes with the parallelogram. So, now, base and height. Either way, I usually do my base is 5, and then my height is 4. And they are multiplied. And then it would be 20. And because it's area, I need centimeters. And squared because it's area. Okay. Basically, you do the same math for length times width. Okay. So is everybody good with a rectangle? Okay. Now let's go to parallelogram. Because parallelogram is basically the same thing. Yes? Yes. Yes. The key is all a parallelogram is to me is it's a rectangle that's been kind of popped over on its side. That's why it's like almost if you stood it back up straight, it's still like a base and a height. And so that's why I'm kind of putting those two together, even though they're at opposite ends of the paper. So, our formula is area equals base times height. Okay, so that formula is for parallelogram. Yes, you have to memorize your formulas and know which one goes with which shape. Okay, so let's look at this one. Actually, let's look at all three of these. I need to talk base and height. What is our base on this one?
12.
Sorry, excuse me. Okay, my base is 11. It's kind of what it's built on. My base on this one is 5.8. My base on this one is 14. Now, heights. We just got done talking about this, but heights are how tall it is. You're also going to see either a dotted line or usually a 90-degree mark. Put the B first. Put the B first. Try to. You can go down or across, either way. Now, this is a tricker. That is just the length of a side. We don't need it. That is a tricker. It is just the length of a side. You got to be careful, because if they asked you perimeter, you would use it, but they didn't. Okay, so let's look at number 1. Area equals base times height. My base is 11. My height is 12. 11 times 12 is 132. I look back up here, it's in centimeters, and it's squared because it's area. And I am done. The 11 is the base. 12 is the height. 13 is nothing. I mean, either way, 11 times 12 or 12 times 11, I would take it. I'd be fine with it. Okay, so real quick, let's do number 2. These shouldn't be too bad, at least. I do my base is 5.8. My height is 7.2. 41.76. Yeah. I look back up, it's in millimeters. And I know because it's area, I need the squared symbol. Okay, now, does everybody feel comfortable with parallelograms?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
So how would you know which one, like, since you put, like, you changed, like, which one was times that? Which one does it not really matter? Or?
It doesn't really matter. I mean, height should be how tall it is. So I usually do 5.8 as my base, and that is my height. Usually your height's going to be the dotted line, like the dotted line. Sometimes you'll see it as a straight line. I'll show you one in a second.
Well, I was wondering right here, like, I was talking about which one you changed the parentheses on.
Oh, parentheses. Yeah, listen. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. You could put a dot there. You could do 2 sets of parentheses. It's up to you. I'm just weird. I start flinging them everywhere. Yes.
Wait, so how do you know if it's squared?
Every area formula is squared. This whole sheet is squared.
The whole test is squared.
Whole test is going to be squared. Yes.
Does it,
Shh.
it doesn't matter which part has the parentheses,
No.
it has to be base or something.
Try to do base before height. Yes. Yes. Okay, y'all have got to get calculators, guys. Like I'm begging y'all. You need them by tomorrow. Okay, here we go. Triangles. Now, the area of a triangle. Please jump to this part. I use area equals base times height divided by 2. I don't really use the other one. You can do this one. But I'm going to be honest. This is the one I've been teaching. Because the base times height we already know. Like, we understand that. And then all we know is our T words, triangle and trapezoids, divide by 2. Okay, so base and height. Real quick, we got a base of 6. Here, a base of 29. Height is 16 on this one. Now listen, height on this one is 8. It has to do with this right angle. Look at it. There's that magic right angle. So that's why that is the height. Okay? On this one, this is the height. Like, that is the height. Okay, so, number 6. Area equals base times height divided by 2. And I'm going to go kind of across. My base is 6. My height is 8. I get 48 over 2. 48 divided by 2 is 24 centimeters squared. Okay. Goes with that. Yes. And the A equals what? Like this one? Or that one?
The one top on the formula.
It's this. Oh, this one. 1/2. It's the same thing, though. If you multiply times a half, you're officially dividing by 2.
Wait, so I don't get... So number 8, like, the height would be 7.
Yes, the height would be 7 point... Oh, that's just 7. 7 feet.
And the base would be
15, yes. Okay, now, I need you to jump to a trapezoid before we run out of time. Okay, trapezoids. Here we go. The formula is area equals height times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. Listen, draw that line. Guys, you should have just done a bunch of homework on this. It shouldn't be shocking. Okay, now, first, we're going to write the formula. Listen, we just talked about it. These bases have got to be running like railroad tracks. This is a base. That is a base. That is a base, and that is a base. In fact, there's a base, and there's a base. Okay? Our height in the H is going to be our dotted lines. There's 7. Here's this one, 14. This one is weird. It is that one. It is that number. Because right there is a 90-degree angle. Okay, now, number 11. Area equals height, base 1 plus base 2, divided by 2. Okay, my height is 7. My bases are 10 plus 6. Okay. I'm going to pause it right here. Listen, 10 plus 6 is 16. What is 16 times 2? No. Oh, 16 times 7. I'm sorry. Divided by 2 would be 56. It is 56 centimeters squared. Thank you. I know. You got to finish this for homework, and I will try to do a few more on the video. So if you'd like to fast forward to this point, 7th period, you may.